Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Metalcast from Metal Coffee Shop. My name is Karen Edwards, and in today's episode, we are being joined by some key leaders from the National Frame Building Association to discuss their 58th annual Expo coming up in 2026, and just to get some insight into what's new and what kind of things the association is focused on moving forward into the new year. Welcome to the podcast, Josh Nolan, Morgan Arwood, and Joe Shemp. It's great to see you all.
Thank you, Aaron.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
All right. Well, let's do some more in-depth introductions so that you can tell us a little bit about who you are, what you do, and what your role is there at NFBA. Josh, why don't you get us started?
Sure. My name is Josh Nolan. I'm the Vice President of the National Frame Builders Association. And I've worked full-time for Burroughs Post Frame Supply, and I'm the Director of Sales and Marketing there. And I also have my own podcast. I'm going to plug it, postframe360.com.
Nice. Yeah, no, we love podcasts. The more the merrier. So, wow. Thanks for being here, Josh. Morgan, how about you?
Yep. My name is Morgan Arwood, and I'm the Membership Director for the National Frame Building Association. So I bring on new members, teach them everything that the NFBA offers them, and I am their liaison between their company and the benefits that NFBA offers.
Excellent. And last but not least, Joe, please introduce yourself.
Yeah, hello. I'm Joe Shemp. I serve as the president of the NFBA, and I've been on the board now for, I think, 9 years. So I guess I'm experienced, and I'm looking forward to serving in that capacity and for this expo coming up. I also am an owner and partner in CV Structures, which is kind of Stoga Buildings to most. So I love doing this, and I'm excited to be part of it.
Excellent. Well, thank you all for being here. I'm really excited to talk about the 58th annual NFBA Building Expo, which is happening in February of 2026, which is going to be here before you know it. So Morgan, maybe you could get us started with telling us a little bit about what we can look forward to with the Expo.
Sure. 58 years of NFBA, that's really exciting. For the first time ever, we're going to be in Oklahoma City. So that's exciting to bring the show a little further west, a little further south, and incorporate more of the nation into our show. There's many fun things to do in Oklahoma City. So check our website. We've got a whole list of things that are there to do. Another thing that we're doing is we have incorporated another category into the Building of the Year Awards. Those of you who don't know, the Building of the Year is our annual awards program for members to showcase their work. So it's beautiful buildings that have been made beautifully, and members are allowed to apply to win that award. So usually it's just two categories, masters and experts. We've added a third category because we thought, well, it's based on revenue generated through Post Frame for a company. And so it used to be 0 to 6 million and then 6 million plus. Well, there's a big difference between a 1 million company and a 6 million company. So we've added a third category. So now we've got 0 to 3, 3 to 6, and then 6 plus. And so it's going to give even smaller builders a chance to really showcase their work. So we're very excited about the 58th Conference and Expo.
Yeah. And I know that you'll have opportunities for some certification and education. Maybe you could talk a little bit about that, or Josh?
Yeah, no, it's we're going to actually, every expo we have educational sessions, and it's part of my favorite part of the show because you get to bring in a whole group of people into the classroom, and they have different tracks, so to speak. So there's let's say there's 3 sessions going at any given time, and one is leadership focused, one is sales and marketing focused, and then there's safety. And so there's literally something for the business owner, the crew members, the leadership, of the organization. And so a little something for everybody. And I've learned something new there every year. We have really, really great speakers during our educational sessions, and it makes it really worthwhile. We also offer, we do a badge scan. So you earn CEUs for coming into the sessions, which you could use towards accreditation and things of that nature. So yeah, no, lots to offer.
I'm going to add to this. So NFBA has launched the only post-frame specific education in the nation. It's in an effort to, post-frame, basics of. And so it's a great way to onboard new employees, and it's a great way to certify seasoned employees. So this will be the second time that we've offered that certification testing at Conference and Expo. And last year was the first year we had graduates go to the award ceremony and be recognized. So we're so excited to do that again this year.
Yeah, that's excellent. And for those of you who are audio only listening to this, Josh was showing us the manual, which is very cool. Yeah, that's so exciting. So exciting. Joe, what are your thoughts on the importance of, maybe just touch on it since we're talking about certification, what does that mean for someone to get their certification, and why does it matter?
Yeah, I mean, it's very similar to what many other trade groups and industries have, where, if you want to be, and I'm just using as an example, an electrician or plumber, you don't just wake up as a seasoned plumber or electrician. And even though I can say firsthand, I've met many post framers who were kind of born into it. We need ways to engage other interested parties and teach them post-frame construction. It's not just carpentry. So I always look at certifications as a commitment. It's a commitment from us as an industry, but it's a commitment from the individual to say, I took the time to do this. It's just giving them also an encouragement that other people are doing this, and there's a value in becoming certified and being recognized for your achievement. And we've been lucky, I think, in some ways, but we've worked at it too, to use it as a form of engagement. And our membership is seeing value in that and continues to. So getting certified is more than just a certificate on the wall. It's a commitment to post-frame construction and learning.
Yeah, for sure.
I wouldn't mind having Morgan speak a little bit to the ultimate goal for this program and what we like to see it used for in the upcoming years.
It's lofty for sure. So we were in San Diego the fall of 2019, and the membership committee, at that point, NFBA was led by Matt Greiner. He was president at the time, Greiner Buildings. And he and some of our other board members were really excited to look into creating this curriculum, with the end goal being that we get into the Department of Labor with our own post-frame journeyman program, so that we can, get recognized by the Department of Labor and have it as a viable option for getting the journeyman. Now, we're a ways off from that, but just this year we've talked to some schools in California, and they're going to be integrating this curriculum into their summer programs. So it's one of those things that's going to take time, but it's certainly gaining steam.
Yeah, it's so you got to start somewhere, right? And it started as an idea and a conversation, and you've already brought it so far. And congratulations! It's
definitely a point of pride for me. I recall sitting in that board meeting and respectfully asking for a substantial amount of money, and that was probably one of the biggest days of my career, is when they said, yes, let's do it.
Awesome. Yes. And then now the pressure's on, because you got to bring it to life and make it happen. And it's really making big progress, which is fantastic. Okay. So, the next question I want to ask about is how NFBA supports members' evolving needs. And I think this certification is a big part of that, because allowing them to earn that recognition, that achievement, that, to show that their knowledge. But let's talk about some of the other trends and challenges maybe and needs of members? You know, what's happening currently right now, and what are some of your members being challenged by, and how are you addressing that? And maybe Joe, maybe you can start us off here.
Absolutely. Definitely have found, and one of my initiatives becoming president was, taking the time to listen and learn our members' wants and needs and address them. I think it gets lost in the weeds sometimes that we're just focused on what we think is important as a group, as an association. We even put the association sort of as its needs, and we forget to pay attention, not selfishly, but just naturally to these specific things. And it's not just the macro things, it's the little things. And how can we help as an association solve those needs for our members? And, it ties right back into the last comment about education. How do our members build a workforce? This is huge. We have more retiring tradespeople than ever. It's continuing, not just here in the U.S., but worldwide. And our members are struggling to find good help. It's a reality. It's a situation. So add to it an uncertain economy at times. We were dealing with tariffs for months and uncertainty in that market. Do we purchase now? Do we wait? Is the price going to stabilize? We've thankfully seen some stabilization once the rules are kind of set or there's some clarity, then it makes things calm down. So I think that that's one thing as an association we quickly jumped on. We need to try to monitor the situation. We need to, if anything, try to keep calm and help our members feel calm. But I think those persistent struggles right now is still in workforce. If I had to pick one thing that is concerning for our members, and the best way we can help them in that as an association is to engage the public, help them see what post-trade is and can do. Give it its due space, promote it as a viable construction career, help go back to our members and help them become more professional. I often say that, if an individual can't see a future in that trade because the professionalism around it or the companies that do it don't seem to have their stuff together, act together, then why would I be a post-trade builder? So from us, being a professional association is a way for us to promote professional construction through qualifications, through education, through Expo. Give our whole group a name that, hey, we can provide gainful employment in this spectrum, and that's important to me. Firsthand. We're all dealing with it. We're all struggling with it, and I just hope that our members and those that are interested in becoming members understand that we're here fighting for them, and we're watching what's happening and devising or coming up with solutions for them constantly, and that's our goal.
Yeah, providing education is so important. And maybe you could just touch on a little bit how we talk about educating our members and our builders, but we're also educating folks outside the industry, like the building officials, the codes people. Maybe just touch on a little bit of what's happening there.
Sure. And to add to building official, codes people, architects, engineers, I always joke when I meet a new architect or engineer is I'm not the right fit. Post-trade is not the right fit for every application. I'd love to say it is, but it isn't. But I want to make sure I'm a tool in your belt. And that's the phrase I use. And when some firms are slow to adapt to that, I'll say it. And some are like, wow, how did we not, deal with this? Well, and a lot of that's on us as an association to make sure that they understand the viability through codes, through our team, our technical research team, our committee. They have the ability to help draft new codes, to help weigh in on code changes. We do that actively. We write white papers and articles, and our members may not see that specifically help them, but they have to realize that we're working on the back end here to get things written that will give them better clarity or ability to perform in what they do. We've all had our fun times with a code inspector or official, and sometimes those things are hard to deal with on a one-on-one level. Well, we're an association group, so we ask our members, and I'll remind them all of today, please reach out to the NFBA TNR committee. We have a group of engineers and architects, you name it, who are ready, technical advisors, to take on that challenge and help you through it. So those are, I hate to say they're not new. These are constant. So we're that resource. Put a bigger name behind your challenge. It's not you versus code official or permitting reviewer or permit reviewer. Let us work with that. Let us work with this engineer. Let us work with this architect. Let us be that force behind you. And that's one way that we work hard to support our members.
Yeah. And as membership director, it's hugely rewarding when I get a call from a member that says XYZ building official won't even look at these drawings because it's post frame, and I say I can help you with that. NFBA is a support system for builders. So, maybe you can put up a fantastic post frame building, but that doesn't necessarily translate to good business practice. And so I think that NFBA really supports our members in that manner.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, it's so nice to know that there is an organization behind you and you're not that solo builder trying to take down, that you do have that help. So it's fantastic to hear that. And we've focused a lot on education throughout this conversation. And I want to take that topic back to the Expo that's coming up in February and talk a little bit about maybe what specific opportunities there's going to be, some things that maybe you're excited about, some of the sessions. What should someone expect who is really coming there to learn?
So we have 3 tracks of education. Business management is one, sales and marketing is another, and then the third is safety and technical. So if I could offer any advice to somebody who's interested in attending, go ahead and look at the schedule, plan out which educational sessions you want to go to. And then we also have, I'm sure you've heard of Stacy Lynn and Oliver Bell. They'll be there in attendance.
Lady.
And Mr. and Mrs. Post Frame are going to be doing a couple of sessions for us. So,
nice.
We really try to bring education that is going to speak to a normal traditional builder.
Yeah, that's exciting. Love Mr. and Mrs. Post Frame and Stacy Lynn and Oliver Bell. They're very active and involved with Metal Coffee Shop. And looking forward to seeing them there. So Josh, maybe you could talk a little bit about something exciting that's going to be happening on the show floor this year.
Well, we are going to build out, we're going to do a shed building this year. So it's going to be similar to like a portable shed. And primarily for that, the reason for that is that so that once the show's over, we can donate that to a local, I think we're looking at a couple, like a women's shelter or something like that, where we're going to donate the shed to once we're done, but we're going to build it out post frame style. I mean, it will have to be built on a skid because we're inside of a convention center. We can't actually build it.
We have to get it back out.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we're going to build it out. It's going to be interactive, and so we're going to have certain times each day where we're on the trade show floor and demoing certain aspects of the construction. We're going to feature products from some of our vendors that will be installed onto the project, and it's meant to be interactive and fun, and also introducing some products and things of that nature. So looking forward to that. It will be exciting.
Yeah. It's cool to be able to give something back to the community where you're hosting the event. So I love that idea. And I'm sure, you reached out to your sponsors and exhibitors and supporters, and looking for help, because that's a big project. Who's organizing that? Is that on you, Josh? Is that you, Morgan?
Yeah. No.
Wow. Yeah. Large undertaking. And then will it be the show is 3 days. I was looking at the schedule earlier. I believe it's Wednesday and Thursday in the afternoon and then Friday in the morning. Will there be stuff happening all 3 days, or do you plan to have this done by the second day? What are your thoughts on that schedule?
So we'll actually start on Tuesday because that's when we're going to do the certification opportunity, the live certification. Also, we open registration. So if somebody shows up early, you know, they can go register, they can do that. So, but it's really a full day. So all day Wednesday, all day Thursday, all day Friday. Well, Friday we try to get done midday, but Wednesday and Thursday we do our educational sessions in the morning and then the expos in the afternoon. We have some other things in between. We have plenty of opportunities to network. We have live events where we come together. I'll let Morgan name a few if she wants and kind of what we do there. And then, in addition to that, we have a keynote speaker, which I'm going to let Joe introduce. And so why don't we do that? Joe, who's the keynote this year?
We have Anirban Basu. I hope I said his name right again.
You did.
I probably said it 100 times, but I butcher it half the time. And, I have had the pleasure of seeing him speak live and also have watched his YouTube videos and things. And he is a phenomenal economic speaker who brings some comedic relief to a boring subject, which I am an economics minor, so I like it. But he relates it well, and he has the energy to just take any kind of technical, difficult topic and just make it very entertaining. So I think the other thing is perfect timing as far as where a lot of our members are, as far as their desire to know more about the economic climate right now. So I just think it's great time.
Yeah, I think that's a question on everyone's mind, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's changing all the time. So
exactly.
even if you think you know today, it's going to be different next week or even tomorrow. So yeah, it's great to get those updates. I can't imagine having to stay on top of that like they do. So I want to make sure we touch on networking opportunities at the show as well. And Josh, maybe you could get us started on some of those opportunities that attendees should expect to be able to take advantage of.
So we have this year, we have the Christians in Construction reception. And then we also have the foundation. What are we calling that, Morgan?
The Expo Social.
The Expo Social, which is what it used to be. And then we had the foundation. I don't know. So I'll let Morgan speak more to the formal events, if that's okay. But sure. I just want to mention, as far as networking is concerned, if you're in this industry, whether you're a manufacturer, supplier, vendor, builder, supplier, it doesn't matter. If you're in the post frame industry, this is an event you don't want to miss, because the networking, not only at the NFBA organized events, but just in general, the networking in the hallway, the networking at dinner, the networking at the continental breakfast or whatever is that is where it's at. I personally have built lasting relationships in this industry.
Oh, yeah.
Just attending the show, just networking. It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal for that.
If I could add to something Josh said, and it's silly to say, but that breakfast where we get together prior to educational sessions, I have probably met as many people in that hallway as I have met at the show who have similar interest questions. I can think of engineers I've met there. I can think of suppliers I've met there. And Josh wasn't kidding. I actually have developed relationships that started there, and they're still good friends who literally was grabbing a sandwich and a coffee side by side. Because I think that these are the people who are most interested in seeing our industry grow, succeed. It's like-minded people, all close. And when you do that, just like in the whole city, but when he said that, it struck a chord in my mind, because I'm like, I've had so many awesome conversations grabbing a sandwich and a coffee in the morning before educational sessions. So it's just wow.
Sometimes it happens when you least expect it. You just end up standing next to somebody in the coffee line or or getting your plate of breakfast food, and you do have such great conversations. So yeah, that's fantastic. It just sounds like the show is going to be exciting, and maybe, because I've got a couple more questions, and I know we're probably running out of time, but how does someone get more information about the show? Where should they go?
NFBA.org.
NFBA.org. It's easy as that. And I also like to mention that we have lots of information on Metal Coffee Shop about the show and about NFBA. So you can find more information there. But I want to touch on real quickly here some of the things that NFBA is going to be focusing on in the coming year, just, to continue to strengthen the industry. Joe, do you want to get us started?
Yeah. So this ties right back into our engagement of our members. And while we'll continue that, we have heard from the group of how could we better support them. And one of the big ones from the engineering side is we're going to update our design manual, the post-frame design manual. It's a major undertaking. It takes a few years, and we are engaged. It is in the works. So we will see that over the next year really come to fruition. And the plan, I believe, Morgan might tell me I'm wrong, but is to have it for the next Expo.
Yeah, 27. Yeah.
I'd love to say we could have it in 26, but it takes time and it needs an update. It's been due for a refresh, which again is one of the best ways to get new or young or other designers interested in what we do, because they have something to use in context, for what are we building, what are we doing. Other than that, we, among many other important things, we are really focused on helping market our members, our builders, to the public, to end users, get them more leads. This goal goes back, like Morgan had mentioned on the education. This is 6-7 years in the making of how can we drive traffic to our members? How can we help the public see post-frame as a solution? And we've, there's a million opportunities to do that. Obviously, digital is a big driver in that. So we've started to look at how can we campaign, how can we market, how can we put the best product, which ties right into our building of the year and other things like that. How can we make the general public realize we are a viable solution? We do offer great value. I use that word a lot. I try to convince everyone that says pool barns are cheap to stop saying that and just say we're really great value, because we don't want the connotation of them not being well built. That's right. That we're doing. So if we can promote a high quality building to the end user that comes with a business who practices well, who's part of an industry association, and we represent that, we say, hey, we work hard to make this a well-educated business partner type, sales company, whatever you want to call it. And then we tie our suppliers into that same mindset. Everyone wins, when we bring more of the public into our fold as an industry. So engagement of our membership and then engagement of the public in our membership, if that makes sense, is one of my biggest goals in my time. And I thankfully I know the rest of the board, including Josh, share that same mindset. So it should continue to just drive post-frame into the public harder, just get it in front of people.
Yeah. It's bringing that, unifying the message and the voice, and being consistent in, sending that message out into the world, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So the building awards, we've mentioned those. I'm sure there's information on NFBA.org. If someone has projects that they're interested in submitting. When does that close?
Well, that's why I was asking you when this was going to air. So December 1 is our due date for applications.
Okay. Well, we'll try to get it out by December 1, but we've got a holiday coming up, Thanksgiving and whatnot. But if you're listening, that's okay, because this is an annual award, right? Precisely. So if you don't make it in time for this year, check out at least the requirements, the qualifications. And then as you go through 2026 and you're taking on projects, keep that in the back of your mind. Like, this could be a project that would be a really great one for an award, because we love showing off work and projects. And it would be really great for more award applications and nominations to come in.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, wow. Here we are at the end of our time slot. So I'm going to wrap things up and just kind of reiterate that the show is in February 2026 in Oklahoma City. There's information at nfba.org. We also have information on metalcoffeeshop.com and on the site itself, in our events, and on the NFBA's directory. Josh, Morgan, Joe, thank you. It was a pleasure having you guys here today.
Thank you, Karen.
Thanks for having
think so
us.
much
The
of
registration's
Metal Coffee Shop.
open.
Yeah. And registration's open. There you
Yeah.
go.
Registration's
We'll see you
open.
there.
Yay. Hope to see you
Oklahoma
there.
City. See you there.
Thank you all for listening to this podcast. Be sure to subscribe on your favorite podcast platform because we want to see you on a future episode of Metalcast. We'll see you next time. Bye.